only half full. That happened. Journalist winter break.
I wish. Not a chance, by the way.
I wish we could get
Yeah. Not a chance.
Jürgen, there's been a lot of talk about Mo and the Olympics again. I just wonder, has any decision been made? Because the noises coming out of Egypt seem to be that it'll be up to yourself and Mo whether he goes or not.
Yeah. No decision. No decision. We need, like always. So it's clear. Do I want to lose a player in the pre-season? Of course not. That's clear. But we have to consider different things. And I'm speak with Mo and all that stuff. We are completely clear about what we want. But we need more information. So how would it look? When would the preparation start and all that stuff? And nobody really contacted us so far. So it's just in the media. And how it's difficult to get in contact with me. Using newspapers or whatever, because most of the things I don't read, but obviously Matt informs me then. No decision made yet, but we'll see.
Is your first instincts, though, a flat no to it? Because you look at stats and we know the importance of Mo, but 24 winning goals in the Premier League since you signed him, that's 6 more than any other player. It sums up his importance to this group of players, doesn't it?
Yes. Of course, that's clear. But we had to play already without Mo, not too often, thank God. But from time to time we have to, and we will have. So that's how it is. That's not about that. I think all the positive things I could say about Mo, I said in different press conferences or interviews or whatever. So that's all clear. But come on, it's Olympia. It's the Olympic Games, and I'm still a sports person, and I was a sport by myself. So Olympia is Olympia. So we have to see how we can deal with it. It's not even. We cannot discuss it really because we don't know anything about it, and or not a lot about it actually. But we heard about the things they said or the manager of the Olympic team, what he said. But yeah. We have to get in contact, or they have to contact us, and then we will see.
For yourself, it's a bit of an extreme position that you're in the title race, given the advantages that you have. But I just wonder how your experience in Bundesliga title races has helped you in the Premier League. Obviously, you've been involved in a title race this season and last season as well. Or is there a big difference between the two that you could maybe explain to us?
I have no clue how it felt in the past, to be honest. So in Dortmund or whatever, it was exciting, surprising, intense. People ask silly questions. You have to answer. So that I can compare. You are not different to the Germans, so they can tell you that. What happens when I do it 3 times, by the way?
Strike you out.
Okay. So, no, I have no idea. So, yes, it is clear. If you want to be successful, you have to be consistent. If you are consistent in a good way, then you have the chance to win something. But that's it. That's what we always wanted. And so far, there's nothing decided. So it's actually the nicest problem you can have in football, to answer or not answer these kind of questions, but it's still not possible, really. We cannot say what you think we should say because we don't think it. And there are a lot of games to come, and we're sitting here and have a press conference before the Norwich game. Question number 2 or 3, Norwich not even got mentioned. So that's a little bit not my problem, but Norwich is obviously my first concern. So we prepare ourselves since Monday for this game, didn't speak about anything else. And that's exactly what we do. And what happens then? We have no other chance than to make this game the most important game of our lives, and play on Saturday, try with all we have to win it. People think it will be easy because they don't really think about it. They only watch the table, and we know about the problems we can have, but we know about the problems we can cause them as well, and so that's what we did the whole week.
Jürgen, everybody just back from the mid-season break, so with Norwich City next in the Premier League. Thank you. How's everybody feeling? Are they notably refreshed from that, or will we only find out over the next couple of months or so?
So of course the impact, it's a bit pity that we have to explain the necessity and or the how useful a week break is. And it was not more than a week. Some teams had less, but I think a week was the longest. Some teams used it for a warm weather camp, stuff like this. We sent the players all over the world. We wanted them really to rest, and then we have a week. Yes, I can see a difference in training, but it's not about seeing a difference in a Norwich game or whatever. It's about really using this time, which is rest is only one word. It's recovery. It's recharging. There are a lot of things, starting with RE, which happen in that week, and that's why we wanted it. That's why we fought for it. That we made some decisions around it, and now the boys are back, and we train completely normal. You don't lose a lot in a week, but you can gain a lot, and that's why it's so important. But how I said, it's not that this specific thing is not about a Norwich game. That's about the rest of the season, and we will see.
It's Valentine's Day today. A lot of love around Melwood, as always. This game will be the 250th since you arrived at Liverpool as well. So I'm just wondering...
In all competitions or what?
In all competitions. So I'm just wondering, over those 250, which one, if any, did you love the most?
Oops. The Champions League final, it ended in the most beautiful way. We can a little bit discuss about the game, but the result was sensational. So, that was the game I will never forget. I have a lot of games which I will never forget, unfortunately, because the only thing I really think about is football. So, but yes, easy. That's the first final we won. Hopefully not the last, but it was the first, and it's always really nice.
Jürgen, Andy Robertson's been talking this week about the occasions this season that he's had to play through the pain barrier.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be only him, I'm sure, but in what ways does that sort of indicate the sort of power and the willingness of players to go the extra mile, and maybe also the fact that they know that if they come out of the team because they're injured, that there's every likelihood that when they're fit again that they won't get back in?
Look, there are so many positive stories about us at the moment, which is normal. There's another part of it, 100%. I was a player myself. I played, when I look back, it feels like I played 80% of the time through pain. Nobody appreciated that because I played still bad. So that didn't help. Nobody asked then. It's completely normal for a professional football player that you have to play through pain. That's how it is. I think I said it last year when Hendo got the knock in the Barcelona game, and in a home game, and it looked really could be maybe not possible to carry on. In the half time, I looked at him and he said, "It's only pain." So these are the words we use most of the time. So it's only pain, it's not an injury, but it's still pain, and distracts you and disturbs you and all that stuff. So I know for Robert it was very important because it was his left foot, which is the only useful foot actually for him, and that's but now it's much better. That's good. After that long period, after December, January, there was no player in the squad who had not any pain somewhere. So everybody had something. Yeah, but for Robert, it's true. It was very important that we had this week because he looks different now.
When you played Norwich first game of the season at Anfield, a 4-1 victory for Liverpool, but Norwich created plenty of opportunities. In some ways, are you surprised to see where they are this season on the basis of that performance? And you look at the early goal scoring form of Pukki, and you've got Todd Cantwell and Buendia. They've got creativity. Is that a surprise to you?
It's a surprise. I'm not sure this league is so strong that things like this can happen. What I really admire is that they stick to their principles, that they do what they do. And this game against us is a very good example, I think, for the whole Norwich City season. Really good football, super coaching. Just you can see all the patterns on the pitch, you can see all the movements. That's from the training ground, what they do. Very confident, conceding 4 in the first half, but not giving up. For example, in that game, they scored and they had more chances and stuff like this. Yes, we could have scored more as well. But this is a good example for the season. So they caused 95% of all the teams they played against real problems. At the end, they lost a lot of these games. That's why they are in the situation they are. But for me, it looks from outside that this club really sticks together. That they know what their position is. They know what they have to do. And I think they are in as strange as it may sound, in a really good situation, in a good moment in the club. Yes, you want to stay in the Premier League. That's still possible, difficult but possible. But even if not, you can see the transfers they made in the winter. They're all like already the perspective for next season, wherever it will be. They will have a strong side again. Nobody questions Daniel Farke for super reasons, because he's doing an incredible job. So there could be some consistency, in which was maybe a little bit of a problem in the last few years with Norwich. I'm not sure. So that's very important. And I was in a similar club at Mainz, so which is we played good football, but we couldn't stay in the league at one point, and we needed a bit to come back, but it's possible and all that stuff. So you need a plan for tomorrow, and you need a plan for next month, and you need a plan for the next few years. And for me, it looks like they have that, and so I have a lot of respect. But again, we scored 4, they scored 1. That's one of the problems what they had, and but they had much more chances in that game, and that's what we have to think about. So it was a really good warning and a good start in the season for us. It was early. We were not that consistent that time. Finished the game maybe too early. This game, when you are 4, I think it was 4-0 up halftime, or did they score before halftime? 4-0. So, and that's a tricky situation, can lead you on the wrong path, not 100% fit yet, and all that stuff. Players not as long together as necessary, and so we had to fight a little bit more in the second half, but that's completely okay. Now both teams are in a different situation, and we will feel the quality of Norwich, but we have to make sure that they will feel our quality as well.
Anything else from
I was just going to ask, given the intensity of the team on this fantastic run in the Premier League, do you think it'll be easy for them to switch focus back to the Champions League with that coming up again?
It don't really make a big difference, to be honest. Sometimes when you are not in such a good moment in the league, Champions League can be something like a kind of holiday, like the pressure is away, stuff like this. Now, not a lot of expectation, things. We are not in that situation. So we know that we have one of the most difficult to play opponents in world football with Atletico Madrid. Yes, some injury problems, obviously kind of sorted, but these are the things. So no, I don't expect any problems. But I would say it's not my problem in the moment. We have after that Sunday and Monday to make sure we will be in a Champions League mood if you want. And yeah, but I think about that from Sunday on.
Chris, anything from you?
Jürgen, James Miller and Sadio Mane back in training this week. Are they in contention for this one, or they need a little more time?
Yeah, of course they are in contention. It's clear. So when Millie and Sadio are back, you start thinking immediately. So that's how it is. But it looks like, and I hope it stays like this, apart from Shaqiri, Klein, and Glatzel are all players in training. So we have some good options, and hopefully it stays like this. That will be really great for that the decisive part of the season now. Yeah, but it's good news. They trained both from Monday on, so all good, and they trained both through the last week anyway. So they are in contention.
Just want to ask as well, it's the first time we've had a chance to speak to you since the FA Cup game last week. How proud are you about how that unfolded and everyone involved against Shrewsbury last week?
Absolutely great. Really happy for the boys. Spoke to them now, obviously, and they all enjoyed it like crazy. They loved it. It was absolutely sensational what our crowd made of this game. Sold out stadium. Creating that atmosphere just shows what a wonderful club we are. And yes, I loved it. It was really great. I expected us to play a good game, to be honest, and the boys did. And we wanted the goal was a bit strange, maybe, but if there was a team who deserved to win in that game, it was us, and so that was really cool. Sensational job by all the boys and Critch, of course.
You said earlier about the players don't lose anything in the break, they kind of gain things. I'm just wondering, you've been playing 3 games a week, from the start of the season. How do you get that game intensity, that rhythm back after 2 weeks without it?
With training. So look, the dream of a manager is you have a full week to prepare a game. So you have a lot of, then you have intensity in training session, which you usually cannot have. Usually the most intense session is the game in a training week. If it plays Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday, or Saturday again, the 3 games are the only intense sessions you have, really. All the rest is tactical stuff, which is very important, but never intense, or never highest intensity. And so that's now exactly the other way around. So we used that week, we trained hard, we trained a lot. How I said, the boys, what you lose, not really lose, but to find rhythm back, not a rhythm for between the games, just your own rhythm for playing football. But that was always done on Monday when we started. So that was done then, and since then the quality was really good in training. That's how I want to have it. Look, when you are always playing and playing and playing and playing, it's not that we don't enjoy it. No, we enjoy it a lot, but do something else for 1 week in the middle of a season is just nice, coming back, and you're looking forward to the next game like you didn't play for the last half year, and so that's really nice, and hopefully we can see that tomorrow.
And on a wider point on the break, you made a big point of respecting the Premier League break with your decision in the FA Cup. I'm just wondering how you feel about the fact that the Premier League have scheduled a Premier game in 2 clubs' scheduled break in terms of the Man City West Ham game.
It just shows the problem with the schedule. So that's how it is. They could have, the wind, the weather, nobody can change. For us, it was never a standpoint against the FA Cup or whatever. I know people probably misunderstand it, but it had nothing to do with that. It was just to make sure that as we decided to win the break, it must be win the break. I can imagine it was really difficult organisation-wise for City and West Ham now to do that, because I'm pretty sure the players would have been somewhere else. So there maybe instead of 5, 6, 7 days, there are now 3, 4 days, stuff like this. And people always discuss that, like, yeah, they earn a lot and they have to be there all the time. It's true, but we have to be at 100,000% in these moments. So I just hope that somebody will find a solution to solve these kind of things. We had, I think, the next problem what could come up if City goes through an FA Cup and all that stuff, then other games have to be rescheduled and all this kind of thing. So I said in our first year, nobody could tell me a solution if we go through against West Ham. Then we would have played probably Saturday, Tuesday, Friday and Sunday or something like this. That's how it is. You cannot please everybody at the end. To just have to play games and stuff like that. You have to think a little bit more about it. That's what we try to try to help that we just discuss about these things, because if you don't discuss about them, then the things get worse and worse and worse, and that should not happen. We all love the Premier League, we all love the FA Cup and the League and all that stuff, all the games, Champions League, all the games we play. We just have to make sure that in between is time for at least a little nap or something, and then we go again.
Thanks, guys.
Welcome.